see the work of your hands, galaxies spinning a heavenly dance. Oh God, all that you are is so overwhelming. And I hear the sound of your voice. All at once it's a gentle and thundering noise. Oh God, all that you are is so overwhelming. I delight myself in you, captivated by your beauty. I'm overwhelmed by you. And God, I run into your arms, unashamed because of mercy. I'm overwhelmed by you.
This is Maria. She just graduated. I don't know her number. And this is Selenia.
This is Reese. We've been sponsoring Reese for about 6 years. This is Lindsay that we just started sponsoring this year. This is my son that I don't sponsor, but he's still my son. This is Christian, Reese's brother.
Christopher Isaac Diaz. Hola.
This is my sponsored child, Nancy, and her mother.
This is my little one, Martha, or this is Maybelline. Maybelline's mother.
Xiomara.
And this is my first baby, Martha.
This is Anna Bitanco. This is she's going into the 2nd grade. This is my other little boy, William, and he's going to the high school. He's going into 7th grade.
My name's Keith. This is Alil. I met him last year on our trip down here.
This is Nick. This is my sponsored child.
My name is Todd Peterson. This is Gustavo Enrique Anguilar. We have been his sponsor since 2013.
This is Islan Hernandez. I sponsored her brother, Eduardo, and Eduardo graduated in November. I was able to sponsor his sister, Islan. So I now have a daughter, first time. Oh, cool.
This is Ramon Ernesto Ruiz. We sponsored him, Vicky and I, and we picked him up last year. He's going into the 4th grade, and he's 9 years old.
Hey everybody, this is Carol. This is AC and Renee McCullers, sponsored child. I had the privilege of spending some time with her today.
We have is Kevin and Jose, and we're going to sponsor them. All right, Nicole always told me I was bad to say yes every time somebody asked me to do something, and while I picked up Kevin and Jose, we also picked up Fernandez, and she'll be entering the 7th grade.
And all that you've done is so overwhelming. I delight myself in you, in the glory of your presence. I'm overwhelmed.
I think the camaraderie with the other men and just, I don't know, the Lord works on him when he's out there. I think he comes back a better Christian. His heart now is, he's soft-hearted, and them kids tug at it, and he just comes back a better husband too, and a better father. I love him. I'm very proud of him. I cry, I get emotional.
I am. I'm proud of him. I'm glad that a couple of years ago, whenever they were talking about the trip, I guess it was 3 years ago, and he's like, I'd like to do that. And I'm like, you ought to. When you have to rely on God for your next meal, and then these men get to see that, that's a whole different level of blessing.
The kids and the feeding centers, and he was actually seeing the boy we sponsored this year, so that was pretty cool. Got to take a picture of him, so that was good. And he commented he took him to the store and he wanted a bath towel, and that just kind of breaks your heart.
He loved it. I mean, he loves he looks forward to going every year. It's the highlight, I think, of his year that he gets to go, and I'm just proud of him and all the other men that take their time, their vacation, their resources to be able to go. He was real emotional about our little girl, our Sunday school class sponsors. He took her to the store, and all she wanted was a pillowcase. So needless to say, she got a pillowcase, and a whole comforter set, along with some toys and some clothes. But that really just touched him.
I'm glad he went. I am glad he went. I think it did him some good. We're very new to the faith, so for him to see God work real big, real soon for him, I think it was very good. The one thing that he got out of this was that being over here, working every single day, the long hours that he didn't have a place. And when he went over there were so many guys with different personalities, different moods, different jokesters, different everything, and they all kind of worked in a weird kind of way. And he absolutely loved that. Like he works so much that he doesn't ever have a time to enjoy life. And over there, he enjoyed life. And I've never been more proud of him for going because he made a commitment and he did it. But I've never been more proud of like all the guys that went, because just to see the difference that they're making in someone else's lives, but even bigger, the difference that those people made in these guys' lives.
You know, when Garrett went on the first work trip, he came back and he said, I'm gonna go again. I mean, he loves the men there. What a godly example. Because you just stand amazed at how God works in these people's life, because they give up everything to go and just serve God. And I mean, they give up their families here, their homes, and to reach other people. That's what's so moving when you see it, and you get to go help them for this short time while you're there. And then you come back all pumped up wanting to reach people here. Could you imagine what would happen here if we all said yes to Jesus every day when he asked us to do something, how he would explode here in this county? I mean, it would be amazing.
Because Tuesday he said he got to meet the kids that he sponsors, and he got to actually go into the home and see actually how they live. And then Sunday, just because it was a different experience going to church and meeting other people. Well, he's already said that it's changed him. He's more thankful for what we have, and not trying to get bigger, better things. He's content. And he said we take stuff for granted, like having soap to bathe in and running water, so blankets to cover up with.
He just sees things in a totally different light. He's very appreciative for what he has. Instead of wanting more and wanting more, he appreciates what he has. Just that I'm very, very proud of him. I'm very thankful in the way the Lord has worked in his life, and that he's allowed the Lord to work in his life, and that he's listened, and I'm just very, very proud of him. It makes me very proud to be his wife.
I'm very proud of my husband, most of all. It just made him feel very grateful for what he has. Growing up over there and not having anything, and not having gifts and stuff for Christmas and things like that, hand-me-downs, and just realizing that that's just your way of life. Then you get over here and you spoil yourself, you spoil your kids, and you give your kids way more than they deserve, and then you go over there and you remember what it was like to be like that. He's a workaholic. He will outwork a 30-year-old. He's always been that way. So I knew he would get down there and work, and he already said when he came back that he was planning on going back next year.
I knew that they were safe, and I knew that they had been surrounded by prayer here at church, because people start praying, and I just kind of always know that this is something Mitch is going to do in January. I'm always proud of them, and I'm always excited when they get back, because I want to hear about the little boy that we sponsor, and Mitch also gets to visit with the 2 children that his mom and dad sponsor. But I think y'all get back as much as you give. I mean, I know when Mitch comes home, I'm proud of what they do, but he says he gets much more of a blessing than I think he goes over. Y'all go over as a blessing, but I think y'all receive just a bigger blessing by going.
How poor they are, how pitiful it is, how desperate he feels to do more for them every time. He is always very emotional when he gets home, very emotional. Quiet. Quiet. And I know he's just reflecting.
are beautiful, you are beautiful. Oh God, there is no one more beautiful. You are beautiful, God, you are the most beautiful.